It's a brand new year and a new version of our virtual conference series. This time we're bringing you Reimagine 2021 and talking about building our crypto resolutions. I'm your co-host, Ashlie Meredith, Head of Education over at MouseBelt Blockchain Accelerator, here to talk about building crypto communities with the Head of Business Development at the Crypto Valley Association, Sheraz Ahmed. Welcome to the show, Sheraz. How are you doing today?
I'm great, Ashley. Thank you for having me. It's a beautiful day here in Switzerland, and I'm excited to talk crypto.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for being here. Okay, so before we dive into everything that you're interested in and how you got into crypto, why don't you tell our viewers exactly what the Crypto Valley Association is?
Yes, definitely. So, a nonprofit based out of Zug, Switzerland, which is called the Crypto Valley, whereby we are here to grow the crypto and blockchain ecosystem, mainly within Switzerland, but also within Europe and worldwide.
So people may have heard of the Crypto Valley before. I think I had before we met, but could you tell us how you got the name Crypto Valley Association?
Yeah. So as you can see from the background, there are a lot of mountains in in Switzerland, and Zug is actually within a valley. And we kind of tried to copy the little like Silicon Valley, and was like, oh, this is like a crypto valley, Silicon Valley mix. And since we actually had a valley, we're like, oh, it's a great fit. So that's where the name came about in around 2013, actually.
Yeah, and so I think you had said that there are just a huge amount of crypto companies in that area.
Yes, I mean now there are probably over 500. In like the H1 of 2020, there was 453 to be more precise, and now it's like I'm sure there's over 500. The new report is coming out soon, end of February. So I'm really excited to see that. As within the whole of Switzerland, we were just under the 1,000 mark. It was 919 startups that were crypto blockchain based. And so hopefully when the report comes out, we'll be above the 1,000 mark, because things have just been really growing since summertime.
Wow, for sure. Doubling those numbers. So speaking of building blockchain and crypto communities, our viewers might be familiar with MouseBelt and MouseBelt University and what we try to do with the Blockchain Education Alliance. We have a global community of students, 100 schools in 24 countries who've engaged with our platform. And so we really like to talk directly to students and just kind of serve as that rallying point around specifically blockchain in the university setting, people who want to learn about it. What is the Crypto Valley Association kind of meant to do?
Okay, so we're here as a hub to be able to support anybody really, like from novice to expert, that want to get involved within the crypto space and blockchain space as well. And we do that actually through our working groups. So as soon as you become a member of the Crypto Valley Association, as an individual member, you can be a part of our 7 working groups now. We have a new addition, which is a startup working group. And essentially each one of these working groups are in a specific niche of the blockchain space. So we have one that is based around regulation, another cybersecurity, one enterprise. We even have an education working group. And so depending on your focus or what you're passionate about, you can join one of these working groups, and then you can learn from fellow community members and just really dive straight into the space. And so these are the working groups that really push forward the association, and you see a lot of great things coming out of it. I mean, you have papers, you have various webinars, and there's a lot of really great events, even in person, that happen, and great friendships are built. And so it's really a lot of community building.
Absolutely. And so this is a nonprofit, and membership is available to anyone in the world, or is it just the companies that are in Crypto Valley?
Yes, so anyone in the world can be a member. So we have different types of memberships. So we have individual memberships for individual people, and then we have 3 types of corporate memberships, from startup if you're a smaller company, to SME if you're growing, and then to larger corporations as well. We also do various discounts as well for NGOs and other associations, etc. And so you were mentioning students before. When we host our CVC, the Crypto Valley Conference, we also try to get students as involved as possible and do giveaways, and also even give like reduced entries so that they can also participate. So we really try to make it as inclusive as possible.
I was going to say, I have to ask, any sort of discounts for .edu emails for all those students out there?
Yes, definitely. I think it's really, we see a real like young entrepreneurial vibe coming out of Switzerland. There are definitely more and more, let's say, young entrepreneurs coming about that have joined their first job, that of course they're learning a lot on the job, but they want to actually have an educational hobby that is not just kind of watching Netflix or playing some video games. They actually want to get involved, and they don't mind doing that pro bono, because most of everyone in the Crypto Valley Association is working on a pro bono basis, and so they join and they become active members, and those are really the ones that we see really driving and pushing the association as well, because they're there really to learn, and they're very energetic and willing to just get out there.
Yeah, that's so great to see, and I think that I have experienced that as well, working directly with students. At least the feedback that I hear from them is that venturing into the crypto space and reaching out even to CEOs at the companies that they admire, they, people are just so willing to give their time and really encourage people to learn more about the space. So, speaking to students, we have viewers from all over the world who are interested in crypto, who may or may not be developers. And so I'd just like to speak to them a bit about how people got into the space. And we had a great panel. For anyone just tuning in, head over to our YouTube channel, check out all the university interviews there. We also did a breaking into blockchain panel with students who have all gotten jobs since I've known them in our university program. So head over to Reimagine 2020 YouTube channel, smash that subscribe button. But maybe before we talk about some of the other things that you're involved in the blockchain space outside of Crypto Valley Association, you could talk a little bit about how you got interested in blockchain, and then how you got to where you are now.
Yeah, definitely. So my best friend at university actually was trading crypto way back when, and it was quite funny because I really saw it as this kind of internet gold, like, oh, you're mining some World of Warcraft gold in your room. And he told me a little bit more about it, and I was actively trading stocks and looking at just the returns it was making. I was like, wow, okay, like this is insane. Like, is this real? Is this actually real? And then through actually getting involved from a financial perspective, at first I started getting further involved within some of these projects that I really saw the innovation was outstanding. And I was like, wow, okay, these people are really trying to like reach for the moon. I mean, they're trying to do some like crazy feats. And so I saw one use case that was really close to my heart, which was the tokenization of assets. I mean, fractional ownership, I think is beautiful. And I think it definitely will happen in the future. Even the World Economic Forum predicted that 10% of global GDP is going to be on blockchain. So I'm sure that it's going to happen soon. And so I joined a startup within the Crypto Valley as their head of marketing. And I was there for a year and a half. And it was a great opportunity and chance to kind of travel the world a bit, get involved within the space, and even learn about loads of different other projects, because I think blockchain technology is one of those ones that ends up finding itself like everywhere in different sectors. And so once I left there, I did a decent amount of independent consultancy, advisory, and then joined the Crypto Valley Association now a whole year ago. Time flies. This was kind of like pre-COVID or pre kind of us knowing about COVID. And then, yeah, it's been an incredible journey. Since then, I also founded Storm Partners that really came from this growing demand that I saw within the crypto and blockchain space, especially here in Switzerland, where there was really just a lot of people needed support with regards to what they were doing in the crypto space. And so Stone Partners is an all-in-one solution provider to your every need within the crypto blockchain space. So ranging from technology to investor relations to marketing, we can really help with regards to anything. And our motto is kind of like, well, if we can't do it, we know somebody who can. So it's been great. And I think the markets have shown that it's the right time to get involved within the crypto and blockchain space. So yeah, really, really looking forward to what this year will bring.
That's so great. Yeah. So Storm Partners, then you're able to provide some technical expertise as well, because, with MouseBelt Blockchain Accelerator, we have engineering services. We can build things on contract. We can bring you onto the accelerator and invest in your company. And then really trying to provide a lot of education through the university program and our startup school, which just launched. So yeah, tell us a little more about the kind of support and what kind of people are you looking to meet and access your services?
Yeah, so it really ranges from the solo entrepreneur that wants to incorporate their company. Of course, if you want to deal in crypto assets, you have to be careful with certain regulations. And if you want to have a bank account, of course, the banks are now still starting to open up to crypto assets. But of course, you need to do certain tweaks in either your business model or your articles of association. And so we help from the beginning of, let's say, incorporating a company from the legal perspective, or larger conglomerates that are looking to implement blockchain technology within their processes. We can help on a strategic level. So really, we can do the A to Z. We have 6 departments, which are marketing, investor relations, business development, technology, legal, accountancy, and it's just growing. I mean, there's so many people that are looking for support, and I think in the space in which we're in, or even the times that we're actually currently living, everybody is looking to go the extra mile. Everybody has their objectives and challenges, and so we're just here to provide a solution to those challenges, or at least try and help where we can.
Yeah, and I love that motto. If we can't help you, we know someone who does. And really speaks to kind of, how important community building is and relationship building and the things that you're doing with the Crypto Valley Association and what we try to do at MouseBelt, which is that blockchain technology is really hard to build, and you need as many people thinking about these problems and contributing to it. And there's a quote that I love to use with my students about blockchain from The Truth Machine, The Blockchain and the Future of Everything, which says that building blockchain technology, getting blockchain right, will take input from all sectors of society. So take that as your clarion call to get involved. So we need kind of all hands on deck here, right? We need regulators, we need lawyers, we need psychologists. I'm a philosopher, so kind of just always trying to encourage students to get involved and to find the thing that they're interested in, and then add some blockchain knowledge to it, because I think it really will give you a domain expertise that is going to just make you more valuable in the job market. And you mentioned a use case that really got you excited when you first started, right? This ability to tokenize assets and have fractional ownership of things. What are some other blockchain use cases that are really exciting to you? I know you just recently organized a panel with the World Economic Forum on future of work. What kind of blockchain use cases do you see there, and what's exciting about it for you?
Yeah, so there are so many. I think we'd be here all night if I tell you all of them. Future of work is very interesting as well. If I focus specifically on the panel, we had 2 representatives. So one of Swissborg and the other of Jur. So I mean, Jur are really supporting on the legal dispute resolution side. So I think that's a one that is fundamentally set to change, whereby during the whole coronavirus pandemic, there were a lot of the courts that were shut. I mean, if you have a court case that needs to go, and there's a lot that can be pending on some of these judgments. I mean, for the courts to just close for several months, I mean, I think it can cause a lot of problems. And so being able to resolve some of these disputes online with a consortium of lawyers, and being able to deal without intermediaries with smart contracts, and be able to have this kind of drag and drop smart contract builder that enables you to have a contract in just seconds, and you don't have to be a lawyer to do. There's like certain templates and frameworks, you can put things together, and then you agree. If, for example, like if I were to be the consultant and you were to be the client, we can agree on some terms, we can sign, and then though it's legally binding, and there's an escrow in the middle, or it can automatically execute the contract. And they've been working on this project for 3 years now, or even more, and it's going very well. And they always, unlike some crypto projects, they always saw longevity in view. They were like, "Ah, Sheraz, don't worry, this is a 5-10 year project." And I was like, it was back in 2017. I was like, "Guys, are you sure you're in the crypto space?" I mean, everybody in the crypto space is like now. And yeah, I'm really happy that they're doing well. So that's on the legal side. There are some great people at Infinity Chains that are working on the supply chain side, whereby you have the QR code on some of your clothes, and you can scan it and then see, okay, wow, like my clothing has come from here, here, and here. And then you have like little stories based on what the farmer has experienced, or which specific like plantation some of the cotton might have come from, etc. And so this really helps, I think, when we're looking to go to a more ecological future. You can kind of track and trace these type of things. So I think a lot of it is storytelling as well. A lot of it will facilitate our lives, and there's a lot of great use cases, Ashlie.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely recommend checking out some of our interviews with enterprise companies if anyone is interested in supply chain applications of blockchain, because all the beverage distributors, Anheuser-Busch, Coca-Cola, all of these companies are working on this. And yes. Again, just as a plug for any students who might be interested in getting involved in this technology, what I've seen by just engaging with so many different enterprise companies and blockchain companies and financial institutions, they all have blockchain teams, or at least they have one person who's kind of consulting on it or trying to figure it out, right? So I just think there's just so much opportunity, exciting use cases. And yeah, so that panel was part of your Global Shapers community.
Yeah, so part of the Geneva Hub, Global Shapers are essentially there to provide various social impact initiatives. And so the webinar was based on the future of work enabled by blockchain technology, to essentially try and educate and see where the future of work is headed. It was really interesting because the panelists were really going towards a future whereby university degrees didn't hold so much importance, and people were really looking at experience-based candidates, and those that have done a lot of diverse activities within their life, and maybe have different certificates, and being able to kind of be like mini entrepreneurs in their own rights. And then it was interesting seeing the pivotal side of things, whereby I asked them, okay, but how many of your employees have university degrees and not? And then you saw that most of them did have university degrees. And so I think there is still this kind of difference we're still facing between, okay, what we kind of want reality to be and what the actual reality we're facing is. And so the conclusion was, well, don't drop out of university yet, but maybe try and do some projects and entrepreneurial projects on the side. But I do believe that in the future, we will be heading to a future where you can kind of get a university degree much easier online, and you can do a lot of self-taught courses. And what you were saying at MouseBelt, right? There's a lot that you can learn and do online. And I think that's where the Crypto Valley Association as well had to pivot to, whereby we did a lot of in-person events and workshops back in 2019. When 2020 hit, we really had to reshift our whole all our activities and do webinars and workshops online. But we were able to touch so many more people. I mean, we had one of our first webinars that we did online. We had over 600 attendees from 50 different countries. And us being Swiss based, we were always like, oh, okay, well, we have our community, which is 50% Swiss. 35% European and 15% outside of Europe. And we're like, okay, well, there'll most likely just be like Swiss people joining. And then we're very much surprised to see, like, for example, there was an Argentinian guy that was debating with a Canadian. It was just like, wow, like this is, it's incredible to see these kind of cultures mix. And I definitely think and see a future where we're going to head into a space where everything is more interconnected and so much more digital.
Oh, absolutely. You know, speaking of having to reimagine the year last year, when all of our efforts, a lot of it went towards, you know, events and engaging students in person, and kind of having to shift our thinking. We also did a series called Disrupt the System, which was, you know, we kind of saw all these systems break down, where a lot of the inequities of the world and the stress fractures in the traditional way of doing things were really exposed. And I come from academia, so I was a university professor before getting into blockchain. And you know, part of me wants to see the ivory tower come down, right? Want it to be more accessible to people. And I think that there's a lot of interesting use cases of blockchain for educational technology that can, you know, why isn't every learning experience tokenizable, you know, in a way where we're learning all the time, or we're having learning experiences. How can I prove that to an employer? How can I get credit for, how can we incentivize better teaching or people to become teachers? How can we incentivize people to learn? So really excited about all of those kinds of use cases, and what the future holds for kind of rethinking. You know, we've been so married to this way of doing things that we forget what the purpose was, which was to learn. And maybe there's ways that blockchain can come up with some solutions for that. So speaking of last year, and it was a difficult year for everyone, it's New Year's, right? It's time for resolutions, thinking about kind of our plans for the year. So maybe you could tell us what's in store, or what are the goals for the Crypto Valley Association, maybe for you personally, and then what do you predict for blockchain space in general over the next year?
Wow, it's a packed question. So I'll try and go one by one. The Crypto Valley Association. So I think that there's a lot of great things that are in store. The team has been so supportive. We have so many more active members joining. I mean, I would say our success is heavily correlated with that of the crypto markets. There's more and more demand. Our memberships are rising. More and more activities are being created by our members. And so we have the Crypto Valley Conference that will take place hopefully in June. We had to cancel last year's, unfortunately. But this year we're trying to do a hybrid version, so in person and virtually, which is going to be great. I'm really looking forward to it. It's IEEE accredited, so which essentially means that we have an academic part of the conference, and also the enterprise side, and it's really like a mix between the two, which is truly fascinating. And so I'm really looking forward to being a part of that, and I think the association is just going to move more and more forward in that way. And also I think we will become more international. I mean, we were very much focused on the Swiss markets to begin with, but we really do believe that a lot of jurisdictions could benefit from seeing a little bit how the Swiss markets are operating. I mean, Switzerland is very friendly towards crypto assets, blockchain technology. And so I think there's a lot that we can do to work with a lot of other nations and kind of help a little bit cross-border, especially nowadays where, okay, we can't travel, but we can have a virtual meeting just like this one, and speak with anyone. So I think future is bright for the Crypto Valley Association. A lot of things that are planned, and I really can't wait for what this year has in store for us. The same with Storm Partners. I mean, we started summer of last year. We're in stealth mode for 4 or 5 months. Just went public this year on New Year's Day, And I think our mission is to help as many people as we
Congratulations.
can. Thank you. It's really to help as many young entrepreneurs that might not know how to get into the crypto blockchain space but want to start somewhere. We're there to help. And anyone from the little person to the larger organizations. And I think for all of the people within our team, it's also that curiosity that drives us. I mean, there's so much to learn. I mean, you can be an expert within blockchain technology, but then there's all these different industries, right? As we were mentioning, the kind of legal side, supply side. There's just so much happening, and we learn not only one thing new every day, but so many. And so it really drives us in what we're doing. So hope to learn as much as I can in 2021 and help as many people within that as well. And so, the last one I think that you mentioned was, where is blockchain technology going to be? I think it's going to be a great year. We just came out of like a 3-year-long bear market, which was quite insane. I think congratulations to everyone that's still here. It's been a rocky ride, but I think we're really seeing now actually publicly the institutions coming in. BlackRock just mentioned a few days ago that they're coming in as well. PayPal is accepting crypto. I mean, there's just so much happening within the space that is really going to be conducive to it being adopted everywhere. I think we're seeing more like from the CBDC side, so central bank digital currency side, that all major nations are currently actually starting further from the research phase, actually starting to see, okay, how they can implement a digital currency from China to Europe to even America. And so I think it's going to be a great year for the crypto markets, but also the blockchain markets as well. I mean, I think that's one of the things whereby people see the cryptocurrency markets and they always correlate that to the blockchain markets. I think they're two separate entities, whereby the cryptocurrency market has really been kind of like this, like 2017, then down, then up. But the blockchain markets have always been steadily growing. And I think it's actually quite similar to the Amazon story in 2008, where by Jeff Bezos was like, well, I didn't understand. I mean, we were growing in users, we were growing in everything, in every spectrum, but the stock price was going down. And so I think it's the same within blockchain technology. It's just been rising in terms of implementation. More and more people have been developing on it. But the crypto markets in 2018, 2019 were kind of slumping and going down. But now they're kind of trying to catch up to the blockchain markets. And I think we will continually see the crypto space to kind of go up and down, as it's really driven by emotions and sentiment. But I think we kind of like it on the side, you know, those of us that are in there, we like this kind of like ups and downs, and I think it kind of keeps us energetic. So I think it's going to be a great year for crypto and blockchain as a whole. And I think I'm glad I'm in such a volatile and fast moving industry, because it keeps me energetic, wakes me up in the middle of the night, like, oh, whoa, what did China just say? And it's a great place to be. So definitely recommend those that aren't maybe in the crypto and blockchain space yet to start kind of at least doing some research, finding out more about what's at stake here, because I really believe that everybody is going to be using blockchain technology and cryptocurrencies in the future, no matter what. And so no time like the present.
Yeah, I have to say, blockchain, definitely attracts a certain type of person. And I think especially you as well are, an entrepreneurial person. So you kind of have to like crazy ups and downs to be an entrepreneur, and maybe even to be involved in blockchain. But yeah, thank you so much for sharing all your thoughts about, building crypto communities, what's in store for the next year, and some of your favorite blockchain use cases. So just to round it out with a fun question, I know that you do a lot of the work for the Crypto Valley Association podcast. REIMAGINE Virtual Conference Series is a YouTube channel, but we also release our episodes as podcasts. So I've been doing this for a long time, and I'm a podcast addict myself. So have to ask, what's your favorite podcast, or some of them?
Okay. I mean, so I'm not going to mention the Crypto Valley Association podcast or your one, but I would say the one that was really impactful was the Charlie Shrem Untold Stories. I think cryptocurrencies have helped so many people within the space, and there's so many things. Like everybody has their own story, how they got in to this space. I mean, you don't hear that so much from the banking industry. Like, oh, how did you get into banking? It's like, oh, well, I was doing this. Like within the crypto space, I mean, oh, I was having some whiskey and I found this, or oh, I was trying to do something and came across Bitcoin. I mean, everybody has these wild stories, and so I think that's a really nice podcast, and did really enjoy that one.
Yeah, no, I love that podcast too. And, we definitely are trying to kind of have that same sort of feeling with Reimagine, just tell people stories, let people know what the opportunities are, and, what kind of people are attracted to this space and what drives them. And just really appreciate you coming on to tell us more about Crypto Valley Association and Storm Partners. And if anyone wants to find you, where can they find you?
So LinkedIn is a great place. So yeah, Sheraz Ahmed on LinkedIn or on Twitter, although I'm not so active, but Crypto Sherazo on Twitter. And yeah, if not the Crypto Valley Association, I mean, join the association from wherever you are. There's some really great people. CryptoValley.Swiss is the URL. So check it out. I'm there day and night. Don't sleep much. So that's definitely where you can find me.
Awesome. Well, thanks again for joining us, Sheraz Ahmed, and stay tuned, everybody, for more from Reimagine 2021.